Hi everyone, welcome back to No Sugar with Everything Kraus. Happy Wednesday. I almost said happy Tuesday. I forgot we drop on Wednesdays.
I've been loving the Wednesday drop date a lot more.
So much
How
better.
are you guys liking it?
I know. I feel like
our recordings are just better. Like I enjoy our Tuesday transparently.
I mean, yeah, we record the day before.
We record the day before, but I also feel like that helps with, I don't know, it's just how our flow works. And I feel like because it's not the first day of the week, we don't dread it as much, and I enjoy our recordings. We flow a lot better.
Yeah, we were always like trying to jam it in on Monday. Like Monday now we like, it's just like the first day of the week. It's like we don't have, not that we don't have time to record. It was just like you said, it was almost like we were dreading it because we were just trying to check it off the list versus like actually sitting down, enjoying the conversation and recording a meaningful podcast. And ever since we switched, I feel like every episode has been that. Like we've been like, that was a great conversation.
Well, how have you guys been liking the podcast lately? I mean, I know you can't answer us right now, but if you want to leave your answers in the comments, because I feel like Kateri and I
comment on Spotify too.
Yeah,
so you know.
I feel like we've kind of taken not a different approach. We didn't change it, but we've become a lot more real and authentic on here and started just sharing more just conversational style rather than, you know, if you remember the episode 8 biohacking tips for you to change your health. Like that's not really us. I feel like where we really shine and can provide you guys with value is our opinions, our advice, our mindset and perspective on things.
Exactly. And even if we share tips on, like, for example, we just shared tips on goal setting for 2026. If we ever share habits, I think it's just coming from a place of real life experience because we are not perfect in any area. Like we're always growing and kind of navigating and figuring things out. And we might say one thing from a year ago and might not implement what we said a year ago today. And it's just because we're changing and evolving. And that's the point of this podcast. So I feel like now we're just taking that approach and bringing it into every episode because we're not the experts. And we didn't start this podcast to be the experts. I think that's why it was called No Sugar. We're just being honest with you guys about any situation, any area of our life. And we always try and tell you guys that and stay true to that, of course. But like as I said, we would love feedback on it too, to just hear what you guys think. Do you want more structured advice? Do you like this kind of just like open, honestly? I feel like we're very transparent when we get in these conversations. We just kind of let it rip and don't hold anything back, which is why I like it. And
I think that's why we want to do a better job bringing this podcast to our Everything Kraus community on Instagram, because I think a lot of people seek this longer form content from us and we don't exactly advertise it as much. So I think we have some plans to bring that more. So please share it with a friend, like share the word of it, because I just think people really seek this from us. And I feel like Everything Kraus is this podcast at its core. Like everything that we talk about, how we speak about it, how authentic and real it is our ideal way of going about creating content. And we maybe struggle with that a little bit more on Instagram. So,
and I promise to our YouTube people, we are getting back into video. We are just, we're playing around with cameras. I don't really like the camera setup that we had. You guys have known that's why we've been audio only, even on YouTube, but we will get back to it. This is the year that we're not forcing bad quality. We're focusing on quality content and we will get there eventually, just one thing at a time. Anyway, that's our little No Sugar EK spiel updates for you guys.
One last question, if you guys want to comment on this. Should we change the name of this podcast?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've been kind of toying around with, we haven't toyed around with any other name, but we've been almost like thinking of doing a mini rebrand. I think rebrands can be a hit or miss for people, only in a sense of like reintroducing this podcast, bringing it back to life in a different way. It's of course we have such our core listeners, but we want to bring and introduce it to people who have never listened to a single episode. Obviously, you're always trying to reach more people. So we're almost like, should we change the name up? Do we like that it's a little ironic? Do we like that it's not about nutrition, but it's people think it is? Like, I kind of like that.
I know. I feel like the reason we haven't rebranded is because I do love the name No Sugar. I just think for us, we know exactly what it means. No sugarcoating, raw and authentic conversations. And that's exactly what this is. But I do know it confuses a lot of people. Like the amount of people who have just seen it in our bio and said a podcast and be like, oh, like you have a health podcast on like, you don't eat sugar, I'm assuming. Like I've gotten that comment before.
So many times.
And that's okay.
But also I almost even like that because it allows us to really explain, no, that's not what the podcast is about. Here is what it's about. And
I just wonder how many people are willing to ask us that, or how many people see it and are like, I don't want to listen to that because it sounds negative. I don't know. I love the name, so it's hard. I feel like it's hard for us to let it go.
I'm even asking you guys this, and I'm like, don't give your input because like I actually think we could just keep the name, and
yeah, I think we could do a
there's so
job.
many different ways that we could rebrand without touching the name, but leveling up our logo, leveling up our graphic, like there are so many areas that we can touch on before we go to fix the name. Because maybe
and also just posting even more content on our page so that when people click on it, it's so clearly not about no sugar.
Yeah, like
It's
if you guys
actually
are
about-
listening, you're like actually laughing because the amount of nutrition episodes that we've done, I can count on my hand. And pretty much in any of those episodes, like we didn't talk about sugar.
No.
So like maybe
I
Whole-
like sugar.
like Whole Foods, yes, but like it wasn't like we were like cut out sugar. It's so bad for you. Like we have a sugar addiction. So anyway, now we can officially move on and get into today's episode. So actually, speaking of just the evolution of no sugar, one of our very first episodes, I think it was like
the second episode,
which
was crazy of us.
Wild work, came out running. We talked about body image and just kind of the issues that we've had with body image. And when I think back to recording that episode, I just like vividly remember feeling not uncomfortable, but almost just like, wow, this is kind of nerve-wracking talking about this because that was almost 3 years ago. So much has changed on that topic for us in our personal lives, just how we view it and how we think about it. And some of the things we said, if I listen back to that episode, I'm like, that sounded toxic as heck. Like, what was that? But again, that's part of the growth and the journey. So we almost just want to re-talk about this conversation again, now coming from a different place, seeing how we've evolved from that first recording. If you listen to that and you're still listening to us 3 years later, we love you, we appreciate you, and we hope that you get a little something different out of this episode now.
I also think this is a topic that is just really hits home for everyone. I think men do experience it. I've talked to a few men who are like, yeah, I definitely experience like problems with body image, but our listeners are mostly girls. Men, you're obviously welcome to listen, but I think especially within women and social media and all of this, body image is always just such a sore subject. And I think it's kind of scary to talk about because you don't want to sound toxic. You don't want to admit some of these things that you may be internally feeling. But I also feel like it's so great to talk about because we're all human. We all go through this. And sometimes when I hear other women talk about, maybe their journey with body image, it makes me feel really okay of like, wow, she experiences that too. Like that's how toxic body image can be. And it just like gives me a little bit of peace of mind. So I think I'm excited to talk about it because Kateri and I are in a completely different place, as she just said. Something I actually feel really good about and have had an immense amount of peace in is how I've been viewing my body lately.
I kind of just want to start this I heard this in like an Instagram reel the other day, and I've heard it before, but it was like reintroduced to me the other day, and it was like the best weight that you can lose is the weight of the opinion you have on your body. And I just thought that was a really good way of putting it. We carry so much mental weight around what we look like in the mirror, physically, in clothes. It's not something we can avoid. We live in this body. We are wearing clothing every day. We're out in public. We are on social media every single day. So it's hard not to think about what we look like when we get changed in the morning, when we post the content, all those different things. And for me, people always ask me like, oh, what was and I did an episode on this too, of like, what was your biggest switch that like gave you this body transformation? Because if you look at videos of me in college, even like the first year out of college, I looked way different than I do now. Now I'm obviously harping on more of like a physical appearance, but to me, what I see is the biggest mental change between those like seasons of my life, like where I am now versus where I was 4 years ago. I'm like, my mental state about my body was so trash 4 years ago. Like I was miserable in my body. I picked myself apart. And then when I slowly let go of that, and it took a lot to get there, that's when I feel like I quote unquote lost weight, but it was just this mental burden that I was carrying. And I just wanted to start there too, because I think that is the number one way to find the peace within your body. Like your body will react to you giving it like peace and love and kind of quieting the body image noise. And it's really hard to get there. I know that's so much easier said than done, but when you do that I feel like that's almost like the first start to just releasing some of that energy we hold on to. And
to be honest, I feel like that is the key. Like I know there are so many different layers to it, but when Kateri says, obviously I'm talking about physically, but really when I do look at photos of you then versus now, I see the difference in your mental state. And you can't see what a mindset is, but like I can see it
Mm-hmm.
down to like your eyes, just like your expressions in those photos versus you now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a completely different person mentally. And it's exactly what you just said. I would lose my train of thought. I just feel like that is the key, because I feel like a lot of us put so much pressure, like Kateri said, and are so mean to ourselves, and your body just wants love.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets the love, it can transform, it can change, and it will become this place of safety, of home. It becomes your home. And when it's your home, it reacts to everything so much better. So the mental weight really does affect now I don't really care about the physical appearance here, because I obviously want your mind to transform. I'm just saying that when your mind transforms, your physical appearance will transform. And a lot of people are seeking the physical changes. Seek out the mental changes, because the physical will follow. What I've noticed is when I did start treating my body with love, when I did start making it more of a home, like I lost a tremendous amount of puff, of inflammation, of like my round face, of like my cortisol. You could just see how spiked my cortisol was, because I was constantly being so mean to my body, constantly being so hard on myself and stressing out my body to the max because I thought I needed to lose more weight, that it actually made me gain weight. Like that's kind of the weird thing here, is that bad mental state, you will see it physically as pounds.
Yeah, because your body stays in almost like a fight or flight response, and it looks at like you eating less food and you working out more. It looks at it as a negative response and putting you in fight or flight mode. And like you said, spiking your cortisol levels, because it's like, it doesn't feel safe, but you're putting it through all of this work to get to some desired outcome that you're looking for. And instead your body's like, can't keep up, and it just is staying in that. So it's producing more cortisol because it feels like it needs more. Like that's your body's natural response to stress. If you are constantly stressing yourself out with these thoughts, you're in a stress mode. And when you have a lot of stress, you increase inflammation, you look more tired, you're not sleeping. Like it just is a whole evolution of stuff. Like
stress really is like the root of almost every problem in our life. Like, because the effect of stress on your body, it changes your mental state, it changes your physical state, it does everything. There's so many things happening inside your body when you just experience 1 minute of stress.
And some stress is good. It's not a bad thing to have. That's why cortisol exists in our body. It's, again, our body's natural response to stress. You need that, or else you would never be able to respond to anything with emotion in your life, essentially. But I do think that when you pull back from that, or if you looked at that and were like, wow, how much of my day am I spending in this like high cortisol, stressed out mindset about myself, that could maybe be leading to you holding on to water weight, excess weight. And again, it's hard to pull this away from physical, because we don't just mean it that way, but
we know that's what you're all thinking about.
But we've also
right now.
both have experienced like losing that puff, losing that like excess weight of just, I was never overweight. I didn't do anything. It's not like I stopped eating for a week to lose those extra 5 like puffy pounds. I literally just pulled back from hating myself essentially. And it's just wild what that does to you. It really, I don't know if like a man can understand what we mean by that. Like any woman listening, you can understand what that means. Like
it's crazy. It's crazy how the female mind works. It's crazy how when you see something you don't like in your body, how deep down the rabbit hole you can go of like picking yourself apart, like down to like dimples on your cheek. You can find an error and a flaw within yourself. It's actually so toxic. Women are so beautiful, but we also have that emotional spiral that we go through. Yeah. It's a really weird state of mind. And like you said, I don't know if men understand, because men can drop that weight and kind of move on to the next part of their day. Women really do carry everything over into next hours, into the next day.
We're way more emotional.
Yeah, we're way more emotional. And I think that goes down to like our 30-day cycle, because men obviously reset after 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, imagine if we reset.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
hours.
like the stress I experience today will be affecting my body in 2 weeks from now, because we go on a 30-day cycle until that resets. It's like everything that we experience today is affecting us later. So one day of stressing out, one day of hating your body will affect you tomorrow, will affect you weeks from now. That's why it's so important to kind of work on that. So
I almost, even you just saying that too, it's like a beautiful thing that we have a 30-day cycle, because if you ever see the reels where it's like like a month, what a month looks like for a woman. And it's
They're
just
so funny.
It's so comical because they're so accurate, and you just know every woman watching that can relate to it. But it is truly wild what happens like when you do get close to your time in the month, during that time in the month, after it. Like, it is wild, the transformation that you make. Is when I always say, when it is like right before my period or like right when I get it, I do not recognize myself in the mirror. Like, to me, I don't look like myself. Like, I literally am like, oh, not, oh, you look fat, oh, you look ugly. I'm like, I don't know who that is in the mirror. Like, it is so wild. And to everyone else, I just look like a teary. But like, to me, I don't look like myself. And it surprises me every time, every month. Every month, I'm like, what is going on? Why do I look like that? But again, we know. But I'm saying that, so it's like, I've gotten to the point where I am, when I do get to that time of the month, when I do feel that, when I look in the mirror, I can take it at face value of like, this isn't going to last forever. It's just these few days. You know, it's because it's your time of the month, which is a beautiful thing. It's your monthly report card. It's what makes you a woman. And then I tell myself that, and I can easily just get rid of it. And maybe it's like, okay, maybe I don't take a bunch of my content this week. Maybe I don't try on a bunch of new clothes or wear anything to teach my Pilates class that's going to make me feel uncomfortable. Maybe I stick to the long tank tops this week because I know it's going to make me feel better. And it's just altering those little decisions for me that like truthfully do help me so much. And then when the week is over and I'm like past that point of feeling like that, I just move on from it. And I don't carry the weight from that week into the rest of my life. And I feel like that's also where the biggest difference is made. I take it for what it is and I just allow it to be, and then I move on from it.
Yeah.
But
being
it's hard
at
getting,
peace with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just, I'm like, okay, this is a beautiful thing. Like, I've also switched that my period is a beautiful thing. Like, I know that it's what allows me to hopefully have children one day. And if I didn't have my period, I wouldn't be in a healthy body. And this is my home and I want it to be healthy. I do all these things to get my period every single month without realizing that I'm doing all these things to do it. So it's like,
let's go down that rabbit hole of how you really talk to yourself, because we keep talking about this mental transformation of losing that mental weight. And I think one of the biggest ways that you can do that is really changing the way that you talk to yourself. And sometimes you really have to fake it till you make it. That's like, that is my motto, because Kateri knows one of the hardest things I had to do was speaking kindly to myself when I didn't believe the kind words. I always used to say to her, like, I don't want to look in the mirror and tell myself that I look beautiful or that my body is strong and capable and able, because right now I feel really fat, truthfully. Like, that's what I would say to her. And that's I hate using that word. I hate using that word fat, but it's the truth. It's what I was telling myself. And I realized like how much harm those words were doing to me. Like, you could want to lose, like, I don't know. It's just so crazy because you are actually working against yourself when you are speaking so negatively to you, because you're trying to be so hard on yourself to push yourself to become better. But it's that hardness and those mean words that are causing that weight gain, like we just said. And when I switched my vocabulary to just be nice around myself, even if I, you know, okay, I don't really feel the best today, but I look in the mirror and I choose to focus on the fact that my body got through a hard workout. My body is carrying me through today. I got to go on a walk today because I have a healthy and able body, and really change the focus to be what my body could do rather than what it was lacking or what it was looking like or what I didn't like about it. And kind of lost my train of thought there. Shit. I just feel like I took that down the wrong spiral.
no, I would love that. I was going to cut in, but.
Oh, do you want to cut in?
Yeah. All right, as well lost your train.
Yeah, sorry guys.
But the reason I love everything that you're saying is because it's our whole slogan. It's what we put on sweatshirts. When you focus on the good gets better. And I think, of course, that applies to any situation in your life. But as females, when we apply this to our bodies, I think it literally changes our life in such an amazing way.
I was saying, yes.
There we go. Wow.
No, I was just saying, well, are you done?
Go ahead.
I was really just saying, like, your body listens to every word that it says. So when I say that you're working against you, it's because when you do, when you look in the mirror and say, oh, I am so fat. Oh, I look so ugly. Your body doesn't know the difference between what is real or what you are thinking. So whatever you tell your mind, your body is going to react and have that occur within your body. So if you look in the mirror and say, I am fat, guess what? Your internal systems are going to say, okay, she must be fat. Let me add more fat to her stomach right now.
It doesn't know the difference between fact and just
it
thought.
It can't look in the mirror. It doesn't know, oh no, she's just lying to herself right now. It's listening to what you tell it. Even when I think, like, one thing I used to say all the time is, I'm so stressed out. And Kateri would be like, don't say that to yourself, because you're telling your body to be stressed.
Yeah, it triggers the response.
Yeah, it triggers the response. So you just have to really watch those words that you say, because your body will believe it and it will react accordingly. And that's what I mean when I say you're working against yourself. You're spewing all these negative things to you. Guess what? It's going to embody all of those negative things. And when I say fake it till you make it, that's what I mean. Because just like, even if you look in the mirror and don't feel good, say it anyway. Say the positive thing anyway, because your body will react to that. And then gradually you'll start to believe the things because your body is responding to it. And then you're like, oh, look, I did lose that puff. So I can say that now truthfully. And I know that, I don't know, maybe that sounds toxic because you want to believe it about yourself. Yes.
But sometimes it's just not reality.
Yeah, it's just not reality.
Like sometimes it just is not what you believe in that moment.
And I just think it almost rewires your brain to actually start believing it. When you say it out loud consistently over and over again, there's going to be one day that you're really joyous to be saying it and that you really do believe it. That's been the biggest shift to me. Even just like, kind of mentioned this already, but instead of looking in the mirror and saying I'm fat, changing the words and forcing myself to say, you can't say that, Isabel. Say something good about yourself right now. Say that you are strong. Say that you love your thighs because that they allow you to squat more weight in the gym.
And that's not lying.
Yeah,
either.
that's
like,
not
that
lying.
That is true. You saying, oh, you're like, I hate my legs versus I'm strong. I have these amazing legs that help me squat, that help me lunge, that help me lift heavy weights. Like that is truth. You're not. And I think flipping it that way too is really good because you aren't lying to yourself. So you're not completely faking it. You're not just lying to yourself. So then you know deep down, well, like this isn't true. It's like you are saying true things. You're just reframing how you say it. So you're pointing out the good. You're focusing on the good. And I think when you turn to gratitude, when you turn to the good, it's really hard to stay in a negative place. And I think it just alters, well, I don't think, we know that it alters your brain chemistry. It alters neuropathways in your brain that are going to help produce that positive outcome. And it's, if you don't flip that script inside your mind, you're just building and engraving those neuropathways. Like literally think about little train system in your brain. Those pathways are getting so cemented to your brain that they won't change if you don't try and break them. Like one little chip at it at a time, and it will eventually break down to focus on the good. And even now, like Isabel and I are not perfect. Like we have our moments. This morning, I did not like the way I was looking. I filmed videos and I was like, I literally hate these. I don't even want to use them. But I was like, this is what it is. Like this is me, you know. And I feel like I had to really look at myself in the mirror and be like, it's okay that you don't love 100% of how you look right now, but you got up this morning, you were able to move your body this morning, you're able, like I just started naming all these things that my body could do in that moment, what I could do with the body that I was trying to beat up. I was trying to do it, and I was like, you know what, it's just not worth it. And I lived, you know what I mean? You move on. And I like forgot that I even experienced that this morning because I didn't let it consume me. I just said, this is what it is. I can either go one of two ways. And the one way, if I did go that way, like I would be sitting here lying to you about everything I'm saying. I would be sitting here being like, well, I hated on myself all morning about my freaking body that, by the way, is another person's dream body. And not a weird way, but like the people that I say, quote unquote, like Kendall Toole, she's a ex-Peloton instructor, love her. Always said her body was like one of my like vision board bodies, right? Like something I envision when I think about arms and abs and all that stuff. She has talked about on her Instagram page, on her YouTube channel so many times about her body image issues and how she has to fight through them as well. And I'm like, if she has them, I'm someone else's perfect body that they're putting on their vision board, and I'm having body image. So it's just everyone experiences it. Like it doesn't go away for someone. It's just how you handle it for yourself.
Well, and I feel like kind of going off the mental state, there's so much I could say on this, but there's a common theme that you keep hitting on, Kateri, and it's not letting the thoughts like brew in your mind, not letting them sit there and then like, I forget the word, it starts with an R, like ruminate. I don't know. Ruminate, not letting them ruminate within your mind. And like, there's so many moments, like Kateri mentioned on her period, where she's like, oh, I really don't recognize myself right now. But instead of engaging in that and sitting with that thought and being sad about it, she nipped it in the butt right away by saying, like, by giving herself the grace of, I'm on my period. I may not feel the best right now. This isn't going to last a while. And then moving on. I think us girls have a hard time moving on. There's other areas of my life where I really struggle getting through ripples. For some reason, body image is where I've become really strong in, and like I have a thought and I literally am like, don't think on that thought for too long. It's going to do far more harm than good. Give yourself the grace. I'm like, okay, Isabel, this is it right now. We're going to get through this. Move on.
Exactly.
Because I know if it's bruised in my mind, I know what it's going to do to my body. I know I'm going to feel negative and hate myself all day. And I just don't even want to be in that headspace. We don't need to add more stress to our lives or where we don't need the stress. So I also feel like that's something big, is giving yourself the grace. There's a lot of, like, yes, we said gratitude, but there's also a lot of moments in life where I keep using the period, but understanding that your body is going through different phases and allowing yourself to feel that way and not resenting yourself for feeling it. Not like, oh, I feel so fat and I hate that. No, I definitely feel larger right now. Well, I'm in this phase of my period. That makes sense. It just helps your mind, like you wrap your mind around it and become okay with it.
I think when I started breaking down that, like, it was not normal, because I think also, like, well, whatever, I'm not going to go down that path of hormone health right now. Anyway, but I think when I broke it down and started realizing, like, okay, yes, when I'm in my ovulation phase, for example, I'm going to feel skinnier, sexier, prettier, all those things. That is literally, yes, that's what your body's doing. That is a chemical response. Like, yeah, it is your biological makeup. Awesome. I know that when I hit that luteal phase, yucky, start to feel gross, start to feel lethargic, don't like how I look. Day one of my period, I know that I'm not going to recognize who I am in the mirror. When I know that, it allows me to be okay with it. And almost like you said, not be like happy with it, but I'm like, all right, my body's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Like, that's great. I'm grateful that I get to experience these four phases. I'm really grateful that my body is so in sync with itself that it does this every month, because that doesn't happen for everyone. And so it's like, when you look at it that way too, it's hard not to be just grateful for what it is. And I think it really helped me to just accept for what it was during that time.
Yeah.
Of just like, I'm accepting it. I'm not the only woman who experience feeling like crap.
It's like a type of validation. Like, you can validate yourself, like, okay, this is normal right now.
Exactly.
That's why it's always so crazy to me that, like, we went to an all-girls high school, that they don't teach you about hormone health, about not even hormone health, about the phases of your cycle and what's literally occurring in your body. Like, I had to go through so much body dysmorphia, so much hatred on myself to finally understand, oh, you know what? This is a pattern. This time last month, I felt the same way. I must be in this phase.
Learning about our hormones should be a requirement for all females. Like, and honestly, men too. Like, it would be beneficial for men to learn, because also you have hormones as well. But just knowing, like, we literally went to an all-girl school. It should have been a required class. We all had to take science of some sort, biology, all these different things. We all took it. Why wasn't a section of it a part around this? Like, I really
we have to like normalize the conversation on it. It's like really weird that no one really speaks about it other than your specialized holistic health guru that you see focusing on it.
Exactly.
Like,
that
no
have to,
one
like,
talks
hunt down
about
information on Instagram. Like, not saying you should get all your information from social media, but that's kind of where we get information now. And it's like, why do I have to watch or find someone on, like you said, a holistic guru on social media to tell me what to do leading up to my period, what to do when I'm ovulating, what teas to drink? Why doesn't anyone else talk about that? And I'm so grateful for those holistic people. I have my people. I love them. Thank you so much for giving us that content and education. But it's like,
it's such a deeper rooted, I can go conspiracy right now, but it's such a deeper rooted problem. It's a war against femininity out there. I'm telling you, they don't want women to be in their feminine because they understand that if we know the stages of our cycle, we'll react accordingly and make sure we take care of ourselves. And the world is constantly pushing us in a stress and fight or flight mode, especially when you're out there working your ass off, being that girl boss. There's nothing wrong with it, but guess what? That's going to take away from the phases where you do need to relax and take it slower a little bit. And they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be in this divine feminine.
Exactly. No, it's so true. I kind of want to not like totally flip what we're talking about.
Yeah, I have a few more things that
we're
I'm like
staying on this topic, but going off of kind of what Isabel was just talking about before we rambled on hormones and school education. I also think when I bring it back to gratitude, obviously is when we bring this into every conversation, into our life, but it is really hard for me to hate on my body when, especially right now, I'm reading, we're both reading the Bible in a year. Definitely not doing it in a year, so don't feel guilty if you're not on that pathway.
But give yourself the grace to do it on your own time.
Like Genesis 10, so like it's
oh my god, I'm pretty far ahead of you.
Yeah, no, you're far ahead. I last week I only did it once. I like completely
sorry, I didn't mean to make you just feel
no it's like I love when I do it. Anyway, that's not but like reading that so many times in the first 10 chapters of the Bible, does it talk about God creating man and woman in his image and likeness? Like, he created us like him. Like, that's what that is saying. It's not saying we're below God. Like, he created us to be like under his feet. No, he literally created us in his image and likeness, because And when I look at it like that, I'm like, how can I hate this body? Like, God created me perfectly how he wanted me to be created.
Sometimes I feel like that's the cure. Like, just when you hear that, it's very hard to hate on yourself. More
God
than just
the Bible brings up body image. Like there
many
is
times.
Many times. It's wild. Everything that we experience is in the Bible, obviously, but it's just wild when you hear like body image come up in a way and you're like, whoa. Like I remember one time in church, the gospel was about something to do with body image, something to do with like hating on your body. And Isla and I both just looked at each other and were like, it's wild that we experienced that. And then here we are in church and the priest is reading us this gospel. Like,
I think that's really like the devil working in our life, is placing so much focus on our external appearance. I always say like, that's the devil. Why do I think that's the devil? Because the Lord knows that there was a time when we didn't feel this way, when we never compared ourselves, when we knew that we were perfect and made in his image and likeness.
Came into this world, they didn't even know they were naked.
Yeah. And when they sinned, when the devil tempted them, they were scared to be naked in the garden because they were embarrassed. That embarrassment that we feel today with our external appearance is the devil working in our lives, when we should not fear how we look at all, because like Atiri just said, we are made so beautifully and perfectly in his image. And I think it goes beyond just like weight. I even think of comparison in terms of like, that girl's so much prettier than me. She's such better hair. She's better nails, prettier eyes. Like, God made you exactly how he made you. There is not another one of you. He chose you. How are you going to sit there and compare yourself to another girl when he chose you? He doesn't care about the other girl. He chose you.
Exactly.
He created you for a very particular reason. He doesn't care about her eyes. He created her eyes that way for a reason. He gives us all beautiful gifts and different gifts for his greater purpose. And I think when you understand that and learn to really appreciate just the gift that he's given you of bringing you into this world, it's like, I'm not going to hate on this creation that you made. Imagine God sitting in front of you and being like, that tree's really ugly, God. Why'd you make trees like that?
Exactly.
You wouldn't say that to him. You wouldn't express that what's not ungratitude. What is it? You just wouldn't express that hatred in front of God.
Well, and it's like, imagine every time that you said something bad about yourself, you had to go apologize to God. How many times would you be apologizing in a day? Like, once you ask yourself that, you start to pick up on how often you talk badly about yourself, about your body. And then you start to hear it more. I also think that's kind of where we started this journey too, independently, without even realizing, and kind of influencing each other in this way. When I started hearing how mean I was to myself, it's hard to unhear it. And then you're like, wow, I am the meanest person to myself. No one else on this earth treats me as bad as I treat myself.
Yeah.
And that was a hard realization to come to, but it was a very, very necessary one, because I had to stop. I was like, this was before I had a boyfriend. How can I expect someone to love me when I don't love myself? How can I expect someone to love my body when I don't love my body? All those things. And it's like, we think that we need outside validation. We need Botox. We need the fake boobs, the fake lips, all these things. And if that's what you want, but if you want it for a vanity reason, for a reason to think that it's going to make you feel better and make you feel like, I've reached the point in my body that I want, trust me, you will get there and you won't feel it. Like, you'll just keep striving for the next thing. Paige Lorenz just talked about this.
Yeah.
At one point, she just got her fake boobs out, whatever that's
Breast
called.
implants?
Yeah, she got her breast implants out. And she talked about it. Like, she got them in a time in her life when that was validating for her. And all these years, she's like, it's just, they don't serve me anymore. Like, that was a different part of my life. And she almost like held on to resentment for them because of what she was trying to chase when she got them. And I'm not saying if you have them, if you do cosmetic procedures, it's not all bad. It's just where it's coming from. And I think that's where you have to talk to yourself. Like, if you want to do something just because that's what you like and that's what you're doing, and you still love who you are now without Botox, okay. And if you just want to do it because you want to do it, that's fine. I just think you have to pull back.
But really ask yourself the question on that, though, because I'm not trying to single you out or call you out, but sometimes I think like, oh, there was a time when I wanted like fake lips. I was like, oh my God, I want my lips better. Why did I want that? It all did come from wanting to look better and not loving myself. Like, sometimes I think it's like, oh, maybe it's not a sign that you don't love yourself, but you are seeking to change yourself for a reason. I don't know. It's almost like you do it to feel worthy. Like that's how I look at it. Like when Paige wanted that, like she felt like she would be more beautiful, more worthy, more sexy. And it's like, if you're changing yourself because you aren't okay with who you are and think that changing is how you become who you are, like that is such a sign of, I don't know.
Disconnect. And it's like, maybe I just encourage you before you make the big decision, because she said, you know, she talked about this on her YouTube and I thought it was so beautiful the way she said it. So I'm not going to try and say it as perfectly as she did, but just try, and if you are yearning for something like that, to get that validation, to feel worthy of something, to attract more men, try and heal that part of you and then make that decision, because you might still want it in a year. But if you don't go through that with yourself and really ask yourself and try and heal whatever it is that needs healing, you're just going to feel empty even when you get it. Maybe you'll feel good for like a couple months, but that emptiness will come back to you. And then it's just this toxic cycle where you are trying to alter, again, this God-given body and what he gave us. I also think this is why Isabel and I mean, at least what I think, I'm speaking for Isabel, but we post like 99.9% of our content with no makeup on, literally no editing in terms of like, I don't know how to use.
Like, I never know what people are like, they edit when they're like
the auto tune. Yeah. Is that, no, not auto tune's voice.
Facetune?
Yeah, Facetune. Yeah. Auto tune clearly shows how much I know. Like, I literally don't know how to use those. Like, maybe like a blurring filter. And then when I do it, I'm like, that looks crazy. I got to take it off. I can't post it. I'm like, I literally look wild. I either do it too much or not enough. I'm like, just don't do it. It makes my photo blurry anyway. But I'm just like, the reason we do that too, like we know we have a following and an audience. Like this morning, for example, I just said I recorded me doing like my leg day. Didn't love how I looked visually, like more in my face, not necessarily in my body. And I was just like, this is me though. Like, I'm not going to not post this and only post when I feel like I look picture perfect, because I'll never post. Like literally,
when you're actually doing a great service to other women
people,
out there.
like, and some people do comment on, like, I love that you guys don't wear makeup in your videos. I love that you just post. And Isabel and I have really over the past year, like, let go of feeling like, oh, we're taking a talking video, for example. Oh, but I don't have makeup on. Let me go put makeup on. Like, we've really kind of tried to release some of that.
We've gotten a lot better at that.
Because we're not makeup girls. So to like go through that, we'll never take the content if we always feel like we need to have makeup on. And now maybe there's a time when I'm like, okay, I have this giant pimple. I want to cover it up to like go teach Pilates. Okay, if that's going to make me feel better while I'm staring in the mirror at myself for 45 minutes, great. I'm going to do that. But I just think, I don't know, that's why we also created that platform where like, if you come to our page, you're not going to see perfection in any way. And that's not to give ourselves a pat on the back, but there is a reason behind that, I think. And it helps us too. I feel like it heals a part of our body image as well, just to be like, no one's commenting on this. Wow, you guys look hideous in this. Yeah. Luckily, we don't have those type of haters. But I'm like, no one cares, and no one's commenting, oh wow, you look so beautiful in this, because it's not about what I look like. Yeah. And that's the point of our content, is not what we look like.
I think that's the point of like, why did it heal a little part of us? Because we do it anyway. You don't feel good, do it anyway, because you are beautiful, because you are strong. Like, post it anyway, because if the minute you don't post it because you don't like how you look or you don't like how your body looks in it, we're falling back into that toxic cycle. And sometimes I just think you need to force yourself. You're giving into that thought. Yeah, you're giving into that thought. And I'm not even going to entertain that energy. I'm going to post it because I know my worth. Exactly. I know that God created me beautiful. And to not post something, to not post a reel that could potentially influence so many people and do his work and glorify him because I'm letting my body get in the way. How crazy is that? I have a few more things to say. I just want to, one small thing going off the God thing, because it's not going to take me long to say, is I feel it's so, like, also when you reframe talking negatively to yourself and really look at it as you being so ungrateful for this body that God gave you, it makes me so ashamed to say it to God. Now, I know we already touched on that, but we didn't phrase it as this way. Like, you are being ungrateful. When I am beating up my body for being fat, how blessed am I to have enough skin on my stomach because I can eat so much because there's so much food. Like, it just always stems down to, like, every time I hate on myself, I realize I'm so ungrateful. Like, I'm so blessed to have strong legs that I can lift heavier in the gym and I'm not working up from skin and bones. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but like, do you know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't know, when you love yourself, it's such a sign of gratitude to God that you really are grateful for this life that he's given you. That's my side note on that. Can I transition us?
Yeah.
Okay. Something else I want to talk about that's really helped me with this body image journey was my modesty conviction from the Lord. And
I can't believe we're just bringing it
that's
up.
Why, and I resented that conviction when I was convicted for modesty, particularly within my gym appearance. I was so mad because I wanted to wear I always say it, I wanted to wear those cute Pilates Princess workout sets. But that conviction was such a gift from the Lord because I was placing so much of my worth in how I looked in the mirror at the gym. It really put me in this toxic cycle of like, I don't think I was in this headspace before I was really convicted of modesty. And I think that the Lord convicted me in the gym for a very particular reason, because I would go to the gym and I'd be staring in the mirror the whole time and I'd see my little belly. I'd see fat under where my sports bra, clenched my arms and stuff. And I would pick myself apart and I would be so focused on how my body looked rather than what I was there to do, rather than the fact that I was there to move my body and to honor this body that God gave me to move. I was more focused on the appearance. And when I started dressing more modest, I thought it was just, okay, I need to be more modest because I shouldn't be flashy. I shouldn't be causing men to stumble into lust. I shouldn't be focusing so much on my appearance. But I didn't know what was going to come of it. I didn't realize that it actually completely stripped me of that focus on my body. I really started working out because I wanted to work out and not because I needed to look skinny this week. And the reason that I say modesty brought me that was because sometimes I feel like we bring this body image problem on ourselves by placing ourselves in situations to judge ourselves. Like, I was wearing those tiny workout sets and I thought I liked it, but I was actually giving myself more reasons to judge myself versus when I wore a tank top when I didn't feel the best. I didn't look in the mirror and want to pick myself apart. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I gave myself an opportunity to love myself. And I don't know if that sounds toxic, but why am I wearing a bra if I feel a little bit more bloated? Like, put on a shirt. Don't see the bloat. Don't allow yourself to focus on the things.
Yeah, exactly. I like now bring that into when I'm teaching, because obviously I teach in studios and there's mirrors all around me. So it's hard to, everyone's looking to me, right? Like, I know people's eyes are on me when I'm teaching. If I feel like, oh, I'm just not feeling it, like, I will wear a tank top. And not like, I don't think anyone's judging me, but it's just a mental thing for me. And so I don't harp on what I look like the whole time and I forget about it. Like, when I'm there and I'm not in something that like shows my stomach rolls or anything like that, like, I forget that they exist for those 45 minutes and it's like the greatest thing ever. And I don't think about it anymore. I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I don't have to worry about it. And I think that's, I don't know, like, it just, you definitely led me to that too. And I think it, like you said, it was your modesty conviction, but it's not toxic to say that either. Like, recognize that what we almost, it's self-induced a lot of times.
Yeah.
It like really is. Like, if you don't feel good in something, why are you putting it on your body? Like, it's okay to not feel like wearing the tiny little set that day. It's okay.
Yeah, like, if you feel bloated this week and you're on your period, why are you choosing this is the week to go try on all of your closet?
Yeah, no, literally, I got a new, like, obviously all this like period talk, like, yes, I am on it. Okay. Like, yes. And I just got a new workout set in the mail, and I told Isabel, I was like, so mad that it came today because I have been waiting I wanted to like unbox it and literally do a try on and wear it to class tonight. I'm like, I can't wear it. Now, I did get a long tank top with it, so might still be doing it today.
But if you do try it on,
and I got the matching tank top because one, I was like, still love the matching. Like, it's music to my OCD brain, like wearing matching sets. It really is. I absolutely love it. But sometimes I want to wear the tank top. I just like it better, especially when I'm teaching in front of class. I don't always want to be like showing everything off. Like, I'm not there to just like show off my body. I'm trying to lead people in a workout class. Anyway, so I was like, just get the matching tanks so you have the option. So grateful I did that. Hopefully fits me, because like, I don't know what size I got in anything. Anyway, but I'm just saying, like, today's not the day I'm going to try on the bra. Like, it's just not the day. Like,
and if it is the day that you try it on, to tell yourself, like, right now I didn't think I was going to feel that good in it. I don't feel that good in my body right now. And you allow yourself to give yourself that grace. I feel like it's such a toxic cycle when you like try stuff on and you like allow it to ruminate in your mind. And it's like, listen, I knew I wasn't going to feel good. I'll try it on again next week. I know I'll feel better.
Exactly. So it's just like, if you see an outfit workout set video coming from me trying it on, I felt okay to do it. No, I'm kidding.
But that's the truth. Like, that's the point of this podcast, is to be that open and honest with you, to give you real tangible tips to
No, I literally said, I can't try this on.
Yeah,
like, I can't do this video
real.
today. It's
that's
not
real.
happening.
You're not going to try it on and say, yeah, I beat my body dysmorphia by trying it on anyway and believing. No, I just made it easier for me. We want you guys to actually take these things away, because we're all human. We're all going to have these thoughts as much as we don't want to.
And I feel like we all know this too, being in the social media age, but social media does make it really hard. But I think we all have to just kind of pull back from like looking at other people from like a physical standpoint and craving what they have and yearning for it and seeing, like, there are a lot of people that you see that you think are picture perfect that did have work done. And I'm not hating on people that have work done, but so take it with a grain of salt. Like, they did alter something that they didn't like about themselves. Maybe you wouldn't be, not in like a rude way, but maybe you wouldn't yearn for that if they didn't alter themselves. And it's not their fault for making you feel that way, but it's just like you have to pull yourself back sometimes of being like, social media is just, everyone is highlighting their best moments. Like the workout videos, I took a whole video like a week ago at a studio from like one angle, and I was like, ooh, absolutely hated that angle. Why would I ever lower the camera down? Deleted the video and refilmed it, posted the refilmed one. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to post that because I didn't like how I looked in it. Why would I want to share that? Not because I want people to be like, oh, look, she looks amazing all the time. But it was just like, I'm just trying to explain to you, there are so many creators that do that, that will refilm something because they didn't like how they looked, who won't post that clip where you saw the cellulite. I literally did it myself. You know what I mean? So you just have to take social media, like pull back a little bit from it. And also, like, it's not normal to always be like getting filler or Botox or facelifts, like all these things that we now hear on, like with all these celebrities and these people, like those things are a lot of money. They're not for like normal people. I don't think anyone ever really needs them. And I just want you to be like, you don't need to do that to feel beautiful too. Like, I just, again, if you have that, it's no hate on that. I'm just saying we see all these people do it. It's starting to normalize it to the point where you feel like in order to be accepted, you have to do X, Y, and Z. The amount of people have asked me like, oh, have you ever done Botox? I'm like, just because I'm 26 doesn't mean I have to have Botox. Like, sure, have I thought about getting rid of some of the wrinkles? Yeah, but I'm also then like, why? Who cares? Like,
sometimes I don't understand Botox. I'm like, the point of life is to age, though. Like,
I know
we're not supposed to be like this young forever. Like, we're supposed
talk
to
to
get
me when I'm 60. I don't know.
I know, literally. I'm like, I'm 23, so like, there's a
you got elastic skin, girlfriend.
I actually do commend a lot of the influencers or the celebrities out there who are super transparent with the
I feel
changes
like
that they make.
Because
I just like, not that I just never understood why they do hide it, because it does set such a standard. If you are in the influence, if you are in the spotlight and you say, no, these are my natural boobs, and they're not, like, what does that do to a ton of girls? And yes, what the girls think is not their responsibility, but if you do have that position of influence and you're like hiding it, like, just own up to it. No shame on you for owning up to it. It actually makes you more real. It's more vulnerable. And I don't know, like, I just feel like there's so many beauty standards set out there from people who are so scared to admit the work they've done, and it's causing like such a negative effect on society, because now all these girls are thinking that they naturally look that way.
It puts more like emphasis on it. Like, if they just talked about, like, I know I just brought her up, but Paige Lorenz, when she did do this whole video when she was dissolving her lip filler and then when she got her breast implants out, I was like, thank you. We knew that you had them. You've talked about it before. Like, talk about why you're getting it out so people can understand, oh, maybe I'm going to make the wrong decision if I do that. I just felt like there was such, I don't know, like it made me love her more. I was like, thank you for just being open and honest, even though this has zero relevance to me and you didn't have to tell me this. You are in the spotlight. So you kind of do have to hold yourself to a higher standard when it comes to your response, like your decisions that you make. Some are responsible for other people's decisions. Sometimes it really does affect people.
I mean, listen,
why we're influencers.
Yeah, we have to think about that every day. And we're not even like that big, but Kateri and I literally have to think about the words that we do say, the message, like the comments that we do leave. We don't want to leave negative comments because I never want to inspire anyone else to leave a negative comment. So we really have to kind of check ourselves. Or even as Catholics, role of modesty. We work a lot harder to be more modest because we know the platform that we have, and we don't want to encourage these girls to place all their worth in being skimpy in the gym. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't wear those workout sets, but we never want to talk about it. Like, we totally changed our way of talking about content. I used to post reels of like how to, like, leg day for how to tone your leg, make your booty big, and like slim your waist. I don't use that language anymore because I don't want that to be the reason that people are working out. And we kind of like realized that. So I just say, like, we've held ourselves to that standard because we realized how many people were affected by it, by getting the messages. And I don't know, it just made it so real for us.
Yeah, no.
That was kind of random.
No, but that's a good point.
Bringing it back to my modesty conviction, just one more thing I really wanted to make clear was that the fruit of being convicted of modesty was realizing that my worth was never in how I looked in the mirror, but rather in who God created me to be, this body that he gave me, these abilities, these gifts that he gave me. And when I took the focus off of the mirror and what I looked like in the mirror, I saw so clearly how beautiful that he made me, because I wasn't focused on the external. All I saw was my internal heart. And I feel like that's really what modesty did for me. And that's why I always encourage just more modest activewear, modest dress wear in everyone's life, because you don't need to dress sexy, to reveal yourself, to show all the skin, to feel beautiful.
Well, and I think it gives true confidence. Like that's where true confidence comes from. If you need a skimpy outfit to make you feel confident, you probably have to dig a little deeper, and that's okay. We all probably have to work on that sometimes.
You should love yourself in sweatpants and a sweatshirt, because you are beautiful inside and out, because God made you.
Just like Drake said, sweatpants.
Oh, did he?
I'm like chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. That's what I sing to myself all the time.
No, but for real, you don't need to be with the full face of makeup and the shirt that shows off your tits and shows off your tiny little waist to feel beautiful. And if you only feel beautiful, if you only feel beautiful when you are wearing that, you have a serious sign of lack of love for yourself, and it's going to show internally, and it's going to be a really negative headspace for you to live under. We don't say that to shame you. We say it out of love, because there are moments when I only wore that to the gym because it's the only way I felt fit and strong. No, I'm fit and strong no matter what I wear.
Exactly. So anyway, we could keep talking about this for a while, because there's obviously so many different layers to it as well. It's not just like here's some advice and kind of move on. Again, everything we talk about is also so personal, and this journey is very independent and for you, but also to lean on the people who have been through it, who are still going through it, to just understand that you're probably not alone in your thoughts. And if you think you talk mean to yourself, we've probably talked meaner to ourselves. Like, it's okay to admit that. And yeah, we just hope that this conversation helped to inspire you to be kinder with yourself, to give yourself more grace, your body more grace, and just to love yourself exactly how you are. It's okay to want to grow and to change and to challenge yourself and to discipline yourself. That is the beauty of life. But to do it out from a negative place, from a place of like hatred for who you are now, there's deeper things that you can heal than before just changing your body and wanting to lose 10, 15 pounds, whatever it is. There's so many different avenues. I think when you start with the mental state and let it grow from there, so much more will change. And luckily, you are in control of those thoughts. You are in control of how you talk to yourself. You are in control with how you talk to God and how you thank God for what he's given you.
Bang.
Bang. Anywho.
If you want to show us some love, we would really appreciate it if you subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you shared this podcast episode with a friend, listen, all of us need to hear this. This will probably hit home for anyone, even if you think it's going to hit home or not. So please share it with a friend. We would love to spread this message. It's helped us so much, and we would love to continue to help other people. Follow us on Instagram at everythingkraus, at Sculpted with Gatiri, which is on the come up and rise.
Come up, baby.
Guys, she just hit 5K. That's like crazy for Sculpted. Like, I'm sorry. You were at, I feel like, that 1,000 range for like a while, but it was 1,000 followers of like your community.
Dedicated people. It was
like your classes, people who knew you in the area.
There were like some random people that would find me, but it was definitely like very... Like, I knew most of those followers, and then I hit 2,000 last week, and it just was like...
Well, you know why I'm so happy about the growth you're experiencing?
Like wild.
But I feel like it's really the growth. Yeah, 3,000 literally. And I think you got 3,000 followers in one weekend.
I think so.
I mean, I checked, you got 1,000 overnight when I checked the next morning.
Yeah, it was like 26 hours. I hit 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
Which is just like 1,000 more followers.
But I think I'm so happy about this growth because it's truly growth in staying really true to yourself. Like when everything Kraus grew, I feel like we had this imposter syndrome because we were growing in a way that we just were using the algorithm. I don't know if it's exactly what we wanted to post. This is exactly you. This is exactly what you wanted to post, and it's hitting the algorithm, and it's like, oh shoot.
Okay. It worked. Like, I don't know why it didn't work before, but I just kept it going. Also, like, if you're trying to grow your Instagram page, one of the goals that I had for myself with Sculpted this year was to be consistent. And I've posted every single day. Maybe I've missed like 1 or 2 days since the beginning of January, and it has paid off. Like, it started paying off pretty quickly just by being consistent. Like, I was super sporadic. I would post like 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 if I had the content. Now it's like all I see is content. Every time I take a class, every time I go teach a class, every time I wake up in the morning, I'm just like film. And I feel like it's opened my eyes to like everything Kraus too, of like, again, here we are finishing the episode talking about the content, but yeah, I'm just really excited. Well, so this is me encouraging you, like, if you have a page, a lifestyle page, a fitness page, just be consistent, just post the content. Not every video I post is also like the best video, but I'm doing it to stay consistent.
Yeah, not every video needs to be the home run.
Hop on the 7-second trend and just do it. Like, I literally posted a silly, goofy one of me doing Pilates, pretending to slip on ice. Crushed it. Good. Instagram picked it up. because I posted it. Like, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, did it go viral?
Not like I'm just saying Instagram was like, oh, she posted today. Good.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
Well, it also
it
just
took me
shows you.
literally 30 seconds to film with Isabel and probably 15 seconds
And
to
let me
edit.
tell you, it was hysterical. It
So
was the
funny.
best
So
video
I'm
we've
just
ever
saying,
filmed.
like, not everything needs to be like the perfect, most curated content. You can, if there is a quick little trend that you can do, you have an old video that you can use it, do it, and move on.
I have one more thing I need to say.
Go ahead.
Well, just because it's not only being consistent for Instagram to reward you, it's also being consistent so that when you do have that one video go viral, when people come to your page, it's like, oh, look, she's posted every single day this week. I'm about to follow someone who's very active on here.
And now people, they go to my page and they do see, oh, I'm getting a day in the life. I'm getting fun things. I'm getting
like
how-to videos. I'm doing, here's her teaching. Like, they go and they see stuff.
Not every video needs to be a home run. Every video is not meant to be a home run. You need one home run to get views for all the other videos.
Go to Everything Kraus where we have like all the followers. Like every Sculpted's like nothing in comparison to that. Not in a bad way, but like not all of our videos have millions of views. It's like, that'd be crazy if
But when you go to look at the ones that do, that's where all of our followers came from. Just so you know, if you look at their pins videos, there's one that has like 14 million views. We gained 16,000 followers from that, which, by the way, is a terrible conversion rate.
Dude, there's another one that is like way better. I was
really?
I was telling Tyler about it over the weekend, because also like
The natural painkillers?
I don't know. No, The Truth You Need to Know.
Oh,
that converted way better, way less views compared to the 14 million, but way more followers. Just crazy work. Like, same thing on Sculpted. I had one where I thought was crushing it. This arms one is going wild. I have like 8,000 saves on it. Literally like 2,000 followers from that video, it says. The other one that I thought was crushing that had more views, like
that's like really important analytics to pay attention to, by the way, because a video, if it has
this needs to be a whole separate episode. We should honestly just talk to you guys about social media again.
We should. All right, bye. Love you.
Bye. Thank
Support
you
us,
so much.
follow us on all these platforms. Comment.
The comments we
share.
said in the beginning of the episode, like your feedback, please. We would love to hear from you
like,
guys.
Listen,
we would love to.
One thing we're really craving from
Also,
you
like,
is like
follow up and ask. We will follow up and ask on Instagram, so it's not just like, we do have to hold ourselves accountable here as well.
bye.
Bye. Peace and love. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time.